When a loved one passes away, families will usually come together to mourn their loss. But when a large estate is involved, it can tear those family bonds apart. That's what happened to brothers Lawrence and Jonathan, and they're not alone.
Why don't you say hello to your brother?
It's finished, is it?
Get back and see what he's trying to do.
Finished,
See what he's will do.
The battle of the brothers.
There's no reason for this.
This is a war.
This isn't a will, this is a war.
It's off!
It's off! Go inside!
Come on,
It's off!
In a suburban street, the family feud over a mother's will, and her intensely private wishes go public.
I'm going to ring the police. They're good friends of mine.
You're not going to get
As I
involved.
said,
Go back inside.
Sorry?
Go back inside.
In the red corner, Jonathan. In the even redder corner, his brother, Lawrence. They and another brother have been fighting for 3 years over their mother's $3 million estate.
Mum would be turning in her grave right now.
What would your mother think of this?
Oh, she'd be turning in a grave, and that's what I
Well,
think.
that's what your brother says.
I think we're not going to get anywhere.
Yet for 3 years, 3 grown men can't work out a fair agreement about how to split $3 million.
It's a 2015 will, mate. We could solve this now.
Like so many will disputes, it's complex. All sides have dug in, and it doesn't help that Jonathan turns up at Lawrence's place and discovers their mother's treasures abandoned in the rain.
My God, look at these cats. This was Mum's. I'm flabbergasted. Absolutely flabbergasted. That is Mum's jacket.
It's your mum's
Mum's
thing.
belongings, mate.
It's damaged, it's broken. Have a look at it. You are here advocating that I keep 40-year-old damaged, broken. Well, you just said.
Well, I'm 66 years old. No one's throwing me out.
Damn it.
What is this doing to you?
This old saga, it's eating me from the inside out. It's making me old, it's aging me, and it's distressing me. It's cost me money, and it's cost me my health as well.
It's breaking us apart. It's a lot of stress on Mum. Mum's had a few breakdowns.
When grandfather Paul McAuliffe died in 2016, he left his entire estate, $500,000, to his 6 grandchildren, expressly for their education. No other person was mentioned in his will. Instead, 4 children in Melbourne and 2 cousins in Queensland received a different education. How to fight a challenger to their grandpa's will.
Tell her to get
Back off.
Sorry, can I say that?
The challenger to the will is Margaret Lancaster, who claims she was romantically linked to Mr. McAuliffe for a number of years, a claim the family strongly denies.
Oh, listen, go away, please.
She's a tomb raider, pure and simple.
Vanessa is Mr. McAuliffe's daughter.
To be honest, I don't believe there was any relationship, possibly a friendship.
Was she a girlfriend?
No,
Partner?
No,
Lover?
No, not that I'm aware of. My father never introduced her to me as that.
Go away, please. How dare you? Shut the door.
Anyway, Margaret is claiming the majority of Grandpa's money, $325,000 from the $500,000. Her claim says she's a disability pensioner with no superannuation, bad health, and expenses that exceed her government income.
Well, here it is, the last will and testament of Paul McAuliffe,
Yep.
your father.
That's right.
It's pretty specific.
It is.
50% to your sister's children,
Yes,
50% to your children.
that's right.
To be fair, the will was written before Margaret was on the scene, and Paul never chose to update it. Hayden, who was with your grandfather in the months before he died?
I was up there taking care of him with my mother while she was going to work during the day.
This woman, where was she?
She was irrelevant to the situation. She was not there.
Well, a will is generally done in the best interests of the ones you love. What could end up being your best intentions for your family may end up being simply a lawyer's picnic.
Scott Hayward is a financial consultant who specialises in superannuation, financial advice and wealth creation. He says there's a perfect way to avoid will fights.
My advice to people who want to enjoy their retirement is go skiing, SKI, spend the kids' inheritance, or give the money to them now so that it doesn't end up being in the courts.
Have you been in bed?
Yeah, you just woke me
Mate,
up.
it's 2 o'clock of a Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, well, we've been cleaning up. As you can see, we've been cleaning up places.
Junkies there,
The council, you can ring the council. They've got the order to pick up the rubbish. I think you're on a dead story.
I would say that challenging a will in the family is becoming the fastest growth area for law.
What's all this stuff here?
Oh, this is stuff that I'm still dealing with in relation to the estate.
The spoils of war.
Yeah.
Jonathan estimates the legal fees thus far between the three brothers at $250,000.
Can I get a word in, please? You're a very good talker. He wants you out of this place.
He doesn't own the place. He owns a third of it just
The
like I
estate
do.
owns it.
So why don't you
And
pay
the
rent?
estate- And the
Pay
estate-
rent!
Are you paying rent?
The estate...
Pay rent!
Speak to this. That's private business
Are you
between my
paying
mum
rent?
and my rent.
Pay
My
rent!
mum...
Your mother's dead.
Tell you, he...
Pay rent!
My mother bought him a property
Pay rent!
for $170,000.
I bought it! Three brothers fighting for what should be 1/3 each. That there shouldn't be a fight. 1/3's 1/3.
It's more than a fight, it's a bloodbath.
It's complicated because the mother, Joan Singer, left two wills. One signed, then a later revised one. But sadly she died before she put pen to paper.
This is wasting everything your mother worked for as a school teacher.
That's right. But unfortunately, Mum left her will in that state, so there's nothing that can be done. And because my brothers want a certain will, and I want the other will.
Joan helped Jonathan buy a unit in Melbourne and then, to be fair, allowed the other two sons to live in two properties she owned until the will was settled. One property was sold, but Lawrence refuses to leave his Bentley unit in Melbourne and won't pay rent.
You want you to move out. Will you move
Pay
out?
rent!
No!
This can tear a family apart not only emotionally, but also financially.
Your will is not worth the paper it's written on. That's what I was told.
For some families, the dramas over a will begin while the parents are still alive, like the Hintons in Canberra. They've mostly cut an adult son out of their will.
I looked after him for many years and we've given him a lot of money. We've lent him a lot of money and he never tried once to pay it back.
From $1 million estate, the son will get just $10,000. There's three other siblings.
Money, unfortunately, brings out the worst in everybody.
The couple has even started a Facebook page to lobby for law change, so a will can't be changed or plundered. And in their sights, no-win, no-fee lawyers, who they say cash in on family torment.
For many years, lawyers have been sucking the lifeblood out of people's estates through legislation.
I just want her out of our lives.
Go away, please. How dare you?
So you'll fight her.
Yeah, all the way.
Go back inside, Lawrence.
Three brothers, 3 years, three law firms, $3 million, and not one hope in hell. This will be sorted anytime soon.
Why don't you offer to pay rent?
The majority of Australians don't have wills, which means that estates get dragged through courts anyway.
I'm getting a headache.
This is all the stuff
It's
that I've
too
had
much.
to go through.
I encourage wills, so get good advice and talk to your family about how you're going to structure it.
All right, we're calling the police. Now we're calling...
You go over there.
Jonathan says he hasn't been able to buy his mum a headstone because of the ongoing dispute with his brothers.